Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hollow Knight! Last time, we ventured into Greenpath and defeated our first major challenge of the game, Hornet. Thinking about it, wouldn't calling someone a challenge be considered rude? Whatever, it's fine in this case. It makes sense in video game terms. As a reward, we've gotten the Mothwing Cloak, which lets us dash, and this time, we're going to put this dash to good uses. I've got like 4 different places marked that we can now access with this dash, so we're going to get started by getting rid of those. First of all, though, this guy's still looking out at the lake. Hey, you know, other people deserve a turn to look at the lake. Didn't you know that? Don't you know politeness or manners or whatever? It's another Moss Knight, nothing more, nothing less. We're gonna start jumping at him. There we go, jumping on top of him, hitting him from above. And there we go, that's that. They're honestly kind of easy once you know to like stay away from them, or once you know how to jump and bounce on enemies, because that can definitely take some getting used to. Now, let's see what he was looking at. If only I could move the camera a little bit further to the left so we could actually see. Oh, that bug. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing to be looking at. Now, maybe down inside the water, there's a little secret. We could maybe go check it out. Oh, how'd you go in there for a moment? Oh, no. So, yeah, definitely not making it across this anytime soon. I wonder if there's anything there after all. I suppose only time will tell. Righto, first location, this red mark. There's also this red mark. We'll get to this last. I've got a bunch of other places I want to go first. Jumping through, hit the board. I don't know why wooden boards were holding up grass, but okay. Now this ominous entrance hallway that led you to Hornet's boss arena is a little bit more strange looking as a result of that, but it's okay. The buildup was only meant to be there for the first time, so afterwards it doesn't matter what the hallway looks like. The Moss Knights respawn, and I need to kill 3 more to unlock their journal entry, so I thought I'd go through these rooms and kill a few of them again. I don't have vengeful spirit for you. I feel so powerless. Now I do. You can just quickly finish them off if you build up the necessary soul. By the way, there's a little white flash around yourself with particle effects whenever you get enough soul to use to cast a spell. The stuff in the meter will also start glowing white when it is possible. It's nice little visual effects. Visual design, helping you know exactly how much stuff you got without needing to look at it too closely. I like it. And here we can see a combat use for dash, which is dashing out of the way of a projectile or dashing out of the way of an attack just before it comes. There's loads of uses for dash. It isn't just platforming, it isn't just accessing new areas. You can also use it in combat to great effect. That's what I like about these abilities. There's a lot of Metroidvania abilities that are mainly just there to get you past some obstacle that was blocking your way. They hide as bush-like mounds and look soft, but beware these warriors. They are relentless in combat, fiercely guarding something hidden deep in the green path. Like the plant roots? Perhaps the roots were spawned by some other entity, and it's that entity they don't want us seeing. That's the more likely case. Knowing what kind of world this is so far, based on the tablets we read last time. I almost got hit by that. Okay. Everyone just feels like knocking me around today. What is this? I'm usually never this sloppy in my gameplay, but I don't know, I guess I slack off when I start talking. Holy shit, I am playing bad today. This better not continue into the next area. It can be quite rough. Back in here, this was a platforming sequence we were unable to even start, let alone complete, because we couldn't get across this. Now we can, and now you can see we have to use dash to get around these thorns. We can't bounce our way through this. We also need to make sure not to jump too high. It's pretty difficult. Now we need to time it with you. Like that, there we go. And there we go. Not too hard for me, of course, but I've played for 300 hours. If you're new to the game, that is quite a difficult section. Your reward is a new charm, finally! Thorns of Agony. I'm afraid that these 2 charms don't have terribly great effects, and they weren't the best way to get us started, and I could have had other charms by this point, but I chose not to, just because I felt like it. Anyway, good thing is, the 3rd time's the charm. Thorns of Agony. For 1 notch, anytime you take damage, it sprouts, I think 6 vines in all directions around yourself during the knockback. These can attack enemies. When it hits, it deals your nails current damage. So for us, it'll deal 5 damage. If an enemy is not easily knocked back, Thorns of Agony can hit that same enemy twice, meaning it might end up doing double your nails damage. It's a pretty darn good charm. We'll see it more in effect, and I'll definitely talk more about it once I get to a bench, because those are the only places you can equip charms, by the way. That's why I'm not equipping it right now, or else I would. Ooh, can I get up there now? Oh, I sure can. This upper platform we weren't able to get to before. It's just a geopile. Nothing that crazy to miss out on. I like how all the geo went this direction since I was in that direction. Oh, wow, you can also dash up to them and kill them much easier. Just one more kill. And I'll get to show one of the funniest journal entries in this game. There we go. Eventually, I'll be able to freaking read it. Oh, and them too, I guess. Okay, 2 for the price of 1. Does it realize what a nuisance it is? Drifting around, spilling its noxious juices everywhere it goes? If you see any, make sure to kill them. I love that. Spewing its noxious juices everywhere. I agree, they are quite annoying. I used to think these things were merely ambling plants. When I learned they were actually living creatures, I began to kill them on sight. This is the nature of the hunt. Alright, well, I'll just let the Moss Creeps know that I am not affiliated with you, despite the fact that I'm carrying your journal around. Because that's my opinion on the matter. With our new dash, you can immediately jump up to this platform. No need to go down through all that crap anymore, if you're ever backtracking here. My pockets are bursting. I have 1,000 geo on me, and I'm currently headed the opposite direction of the bank. So let's go see if we can find anyone to give this geo to in exchange for goods and services. I was gonna say, like, find anyone to spend this geo on, as if I'm buying the person, and that's why I had to, like, pause for a second there, because it sounded kind of weird. Back in the crossroads, no need to kill you guys anymore, though there is somewhat of a need for you to kill you guys. With our dash, I can finally, after all this time, come in here, jump, dash, save you, as I've always wanted to do ever since episode 1 when we found it the first time. And thankfully, I remember to come back and do it, thanks to my map markers and my editing videos keeping lots of things in fresh memory. You're about to go see the grubs yourself? Well, I better not get too close to them. They might hate you. Hello, welcome back to the Grub Father. I believe he gives you plus 10 geo every time, so we got 40 geo, and on occasion he will also give something else in addition to his usual rewards. Okay, there's 50 geo. This here is a piece of something. If you've played a Legend of Zelda game, you know exactly what this is about. Collect 4 of those, you get an extra point of health. It's a mask shard, a shard of an ancient mask, worn to protect oneself from harm. Collect 3 more to strengthen your shell and protect yourself from damage. There is no such thing as a mask container in this game. You must collect pieces of a mask to fill another mask. Would be nice to have more than 5 points of health, though, let me tell you. The health progression in this game is definitely very slow, but luckily, if everything else in the game, including abilities, was as slow as it, this might just be the worst Metroidvania ever made. That has a beautiful world, but holy shit, takes way too fucking long to get going. Thankfully, it's almost that, not entirely that. You're seeing here that the dash speeds up your ability to backtrack so much. It is so helpful. Though you can't, like, hold down the dash button for repeated dashing, you do have to press it for every single one, and I actually have a funny story about that. In my first playthrough of Hollow Knight, which I posted to this channel, I was using a controller. After the game was done, I decided to switch over to keyboard because I actually think it's kind of better if you're on PC to play keyboard than with a controller, for a reason I'll get more into at a later time. I only need to kill 1 more of you guys, right? So we may as well do it while we're here. Pow, pow, pow. That didn't kill you, wow. You got lots of health. You're a tanky, good sir. Oh my god, you even survived so many hits afterwards. Larger and stronger than their brothers, these bugs are still forced to steal their weapons from the remains of other creatures. So that's like a big tooth that they have, the tooth of a large worm or something. They do not roam or hunt, forever standing guard, lashing out at anything that wanders near. Instinct still drives it to guard its post against intruders. What post exactly? What is this supposed to be? Get it supposed to be? Unintentional pun, but it worked out. Anyway, my controller's right shoulder button is squeaky every time you press it, and it's because of this game. The default binding for the dash button on controller is the right trigger. And I pressed that button so many times dashing in this game that now it squeaks as I go to press it for anything. It's pretty funny. Hollow Knight caused my controller to start wearing out. It's still a perfectly functional controller, though. Oh, hello again. Are you still running about? Why not join me down here? There's plenty of wealth in these rocks for anyone willing to put a bit of work in. Those crystals out there are worth a fair bit, but I have a feeling that there's something even more valuable hidden just a bit deeper in. I can almost smell it. You're welcome to join me. There's enough for both of us. Or if you don't feel like digging, you could just sit and sing with me. Or hum with you, maybe. Are you surprised? Oh, you remember the second verse? I'm sorry, I skipped over your dialogue. Lots of time to think while I work down here. Maybe I can even come up with songs of my own. So once you get the dash ability, she will have new dialogue if you revisit her. I felt like it was important to show this. This is hard work, but I don't mind. Down here, I can keep working without even sleeping. It's fun. And every once in a while, you come to visit me. I'm glad. I'm glad you like the sound of my voice. Every once in a while. This is the second time, but, you know, I guess if someone came back to visit me a second time, I would also consider that to be once in a while. Alright, I think that's the last thing you say. Indeed. You probably should get some sleep every now and then. Staying awake the whole time probably isn't that healthy for you. But, what do I know about insects? I don't even know if insects do sleep. Do they sleep? do insects sleep? Probably. Is there a species of animal that doesn't sleep? Aside from plants, obviously. Plants don't freaking sleep because they don't have, like, sentience. Or whatever. What does sentience mean exactly? I thought sentience meant, like, you know, you can move around and act on your own, or something can, which would include animals in that, but then I've heard that, like, sentience also means, like, being able to think intelligently like a human being. I don't know. I guess I'll have to look up the definition on Google. And tell you all in an edit. Thought you should get a listen to this music. It's pretty cool. Very somber sounding. As someone said in a YouTube comment section somewhere, it sounds a lot like going back to your home after it's like destroyed by maybe a natural disaster and seeing all the ruins of it. And I think that is very, very well captured in this theme. Since, you know, Hallownest kind of suffered a similar fate, except not a natural disaster. Are you still sleeping? Alright, that's it. I'm out of patience. Wake the fuck up! Let's see what's beyond you! This is an optional boss in the Crossroads, Gru's mother. Actually, I don't know how optional it is, but it was kind of optional for me on my first playthrough. It has 2 attacks. It can throw itself at you like we saw the first time, and it can do this. While it's doing that attack, I do want to show it is open for hit anytime it's on the bottom layer, so you can just do this, like so. It's a very cramped space, and this is the main challenge of the fight is this cramped space, because its attacks are a little bit harder to dodge when you don't have as much space to move around. That said, you can still jump over it like that. If you have dash, dodging it is easier than ever. It does not have a lot of health. It's going to go down in like 3 seconds. There we go. Not very hard. Could give you a small run for your money, but not very much. And it drops a fittingly small amount of Geo. Though it does technically have a desperation attack. It is, after all, the mother of the Gruzers. So its next litter, or whatever this term is for insects, pops out and you have to kill all of them. I honestly wonder if there's anyone who got down to 1 point of health against the boss, just barely beat it, and then died to those guys. Because that would be like the biggest F in gaming history. I wonder what this statue in here is supposed to be. Interesting. Beyond it is a quiet little village resting in the corner of the crossroads. Now, obviously, the village is abandoned and everyone's dead. You know, just like any game of this style would do. By game of this style, I guess I technically mean Souls-like, even though, you know, I don't know how much of a Souls-like this game is, but let's not get into a genre debate. I do have stuff to say about genres, but I think I'll save that for later. This is going to be a long playthrough after all. I can't get through all of my interesting topics straight away. as we destroy the village's once prized possessions of the carts of white milk. I said white milk, but I don't think it would be milk for bugs. As you can see, there's a home over here with someone laughing inside of it. And you have to have the dash in order to access it. It is for this reason I waited until now to come down here, because until now you can't get everything that you can out of here. Very well worded, I know, I'm a master of saying stuff. May as well remove this red marker here. Oh yeah, and that blue marker. We'll get back to that other red marker and green paths some other time. Let's see who's having such a fun time in here and possibly put a stop to it. You're annoying the neighbors, or whatever. Ooh, you surprised me. Hello, come in, sweetling. Come in and make yourself at home. I'm Salubra, and this is my cozy little charm store. Did the townsfolk out there tell you to come and visit me? Yes, this is a lovely little village, isn't it? Warm and intimate and full of life. I think it's the opposite of those things, but it's okay. What were we talking about? Oh yes, charms! I can see you've started your own collection. Very nice. I'll show you some of my own, and you can take one home with you if you like. Salubra is your one-stop shop for charms and anything about them, though she only sells a portion of the ones in the actual game. These 5 are the charms she's selling, and you know, it's just these 5. Every other charm in the game you have to find elsewhere, perhaps even in other shops. Then down below her are below the charms are charm notches that all have different prices, and she will only sell them to you if you have a certain number of charms. Charm notches give you an extra notch, allowing you to equip more charms. This is a fantastic investment, and hopefully I'll be able to buy one soon. Let's go over what these charms do real quick. Lifeblood Heart for 2 notches gives you 2 points of lifeblood health for every time you rest at a bench. Ordinarily you have to find a cocoon, but cocoons are pretty rare, so if you want the benefit of lifeblood, but you don't want to have to find a cocoon, this charm will help. Long Nail for 2 notches increases your nail's attack range by 15%. It's not a huge increase, but it could make a difference. It could lead to you getting a hit where you would otherwise miss, and maybe cause you to kill something ever so slightly faster. Perhaps even a boss slightly faster. It's definitely a great charm if you have 2 notches and nothing else to spend them on, so yeah, good choice here as well. Steady Body's a pretty interesting one. I haven't pointed it out that much, but every time you hit something with your nail, you receive a little bit of knockback. Your momentum for moving forwards, if you're moving while you're hitting something with it, is stopped. And if you're standing still, you get pushed back a little bit. For 1 notch, you can remove that entirely. It will cause you to have to reprogram your muscle memory, because getting used to not being knocked back like that takes some time, but it can be a pretty good charm too, especially when combined with another charm much later on to maximize your damage. Speaking of maximizing damage, Shaman Stone! 3 notches, that's all of the notches we have at this point in the game, but this charm will buff the damage of all of your spells. Vengeful Spirit has its damage buffed by 33%. In addition, a lot of spells will be bigger so that they can hit, so that there'll be a wider hitbox and be able to hit things easier. This is a fantastic charm and is widely regarded to be one of the best in the game. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it just yet, just because we don't have any notches, but I will definitely come back for it. Another great one is Quick Focus. For 3 notches, your healing speed is increased by 33%. It is the most expensive charm on here for a reason. This charm is excellent. It opens up so many new healing opportunities against bosses. You already have quite a few opportunities with the standard rate of healing, but this, man, this'll freaking help. I wouldn't recommend wearing it too much just so you can get used to the original speed from time to time, especially because this charm is 3 notches, and there might be some other charms you want to equip in its place, but yeah, it's still pretty good. It is very expensive, though. The most expensive one here, so I think I'm going to come back for it. In the meantime, let's buy Long Nail. I think that'll be a good charm to start. Lifeblood Heart, I suppose I could show that since we don't have that much health at this point in the game. And then because it's the cheapest one, I'll get Steady Body. Finally, I don't want to spend all my geo here, but I would like to buy a charm notch just so we can actually get started with charms. The sooner, the better. The charms in this game are really fun, and just like everything else in the early game, they start off real freaking slow. We move over to the right side of the room, we can talk to you. Let's see what you have to say. You wear a lot of charms at once. It's a lot of fun, isn't it? Mixing and matching them to give the perfect combination. I don't know whether you've noticed, but some charms seem to like each other. Yes, when charms like each other, they shine even brighter and sing even more sweetly. Even more reason to try all sorts of fun and surprising combinations of charms. You'll show me whenever you have a new favorite, right? If I remember to, then I will. That's actually a very subtle hint towards a mechanic in this game involving charms. I'll start her other dialogue so that she isn't laughing the entire time. There are certain charms that, when equipped together, unlock new additional effects that neither charm has on its own. I will be showing all of these combinations before the series is done. It's a bit of a sin to wear too many charms at once, isn't it? Sometimes less is more. I'm not sure what the notches are supposed to be exactly in universe. Yes, you shouldn't try to cram on more charms than you can handle. The effect could be positively overwhelming. That's yet another hint to another charm mechanic, but I'll go over that at a later time. It's rare enough that someone enters my store, but even rarer to meet one so striking. Those impressive horns, that fierce weapon, the air of mystery. Ooh, it's enough to make me swoon. I don't know if you want to be admitting that out loud to your customer, but whatever you want to do. Sit on the bench that's just so conveniently placed out here so we can switch out our charms. Goodbye, Soul Catcher. I'm sorry, I just don't like that charm terribly much. Okay, to get us started, Steady Body might be a weird one to start. Let's go with Long Nail and then Thorns of Agony, so I can at least start to show that off. Or maybe Thorns of Agony is best saved for later. Let's do Lifeblood. Never mind, can't do that. Nope, hold it, stop doing that. Okay, I've made my choice. Lifeblood Heart and then Thorns of Agony. I forgot the notch costs for the freaking charm, so yeah, here we go. We can check out Long Nail at a later time. I haven't had much trouble with my nail range as of late. Well, the guys out here have respawned. Never mind, I was about to say they haven't. This house here is empty. There's only one that has an open door. Let's enter. Oh, you oaf. You wield your nail like a club. Esme, how much deeper do we have to go? Oh! What? Who are you? I see. This old village. What a strange dream to have led me down here. If you hadn't found me, I don't think I would have ever woken. I'm Sly. Usually I live an uneventful life up at Dirtmouth. The air in these ruins doesn't agree with me, so I'd best be getting back. If you return above, come and see me. I'm probably the friendliest face left there, and I can thank you properly for your good deed. You're exploring then? Very brave. Plenty of courageous wanderers have been lost to the hunger of these old caverns. You have your nail, though, and I can tell just by looking that you know how to wield it. We have now unlocked a new shop up in Dirtmouth for finding this guy. That's probably the reason you want to fight Crew's mother early on instead of waiting like I did, because he has lots of great stuff to sell. Let's go back up there and see what those are, assuming that he'll get up there before us, but I'm about to take the stag station, so he might not, or I'm about to take the stag station, yeah. Enter the station and take the station all the way there. That's how that works. Wow, it seems he really did make it all the way up here before us. Oh, what a turn. Our shopkeep's come home. Just wandered back in. I'd hoped for grand tales of his time below, but he seems to remember almost nothing. Maybe it was all too much for him? If you're interested in his wares, watch out. He drives a hard bargain, that one. No competition. That's the problem. It's bad for the market. Not that he's complaining. Yeah, when you're kind of the only business within a 15-mile radius aside from the map shop that's just moved in, like, any price you set is basically just price gouging. You can set it as high as you want, and, like, I guess some people won't want to buy it, but still, it's like, you're the only option, so you're the only option they have. Anyway, let's see what you have for sale. Ah, hello! I knew we'd meet again. How do you like my cozy little store? I made myself pretty comfortable here selling old trinkets to travelers like yourself. That's a giant nail on the back there. Was that yours? Or is that just decoration? If you're planning a trip below, I have several items that may improve your chance of survival. He's actually selling mask shards. I could buy one straight away, but there's one particular thing from his inventory that I want, and that is this. Gathering Swarm. Yes! It's yet another charm. I guess I'll cover it in a bit because I forgot to talk about it at all there. He's also selling a different charm, Stalwart Shale. For 2 notches, this charm will increase your invincibility frames upon taking a hit by 35% and decrease the knockback from taking a hit by 60%. It's okay. I guess I may as well buy it since I'm explaining it and I have the money for it, and I still have enough money left over to buy a mask shard, so fuck it. Here we go. That's a bunch of Geo well spent. Just gonna say, when it comes to shops, you really can't spend your Geo wrong in this game. Shops have limited inventory, and you can, like, clear them all out of stock. You are able to buy everything in the game in one go, and none of it is useless to you. I see they've opened that mapping shop across the way. I suppose a little competition is healthy. Perhaps I should start to sell maps as well. Or is that a little aggressive? All's fair in a world made of Geo. Oh, the joys of being a monopoly. Pockets feeling empty? If you need some more Geo, take a trip to the ruins and below us and hunt around. Just take care not to fall into a haze. I won't be coming down to rescue you. Okay, well that's a little mean. You could at least return the favor. It's fine though, my head is empty, so yeah, it's good. Alright, before I waste any more of this time and move on to the objective, let's talk to Elderbug. My understanding of Hallownest can be a little vague, but below those leafy caverns is a fungal grove, once home to peaceful creatures, not quite bug and not quite plant. Sounds almost worth a visit, no? Well, there's a downside. The dreadful stench, a noxious odor fills the place. Probably given off by the obels, if I had to guess. Ah yes, the charm that we bought and I almost forgot to go over. Gathering Swarm! For only 1 notch. This charm will pick up every single piece of dropped Geo and take it to you, no matter how far away you are from it in the current room. It can only grab Geo that's in the current room. If you leave the room, the Geo despawns. But that's okay, because this charm is fucking excellent, can I just say. In fact, we could see Thorns of Agony later. Let's replace Thorns of Agony with this. This is a way better option. If you've been having a lot of grief with Geo falling into spikes and being unretrievable without taking damage, fear no longer, be in grief no longer. I was gonna say fear no longer, I don't know. Anyway, this charm will grab that Geo and bring it to you. And also, if a bunch of Geo falls down below, the dropped by an enemy falls down below and you don't feel like going to get it, don't bother getting it. It'll just be pulled to you eventually. This charm's amazing. I'll explain more of it in a bit, but first of all, after we make that jump across the pit, we are welcomed into the Fungal Wastes by this guy who isn't very welcoming, honestly. Can't remember the name of him, but he shoots fire in the direction that you are in. Or shoots something that looks like fire in the direction you are in. This is a smaller version. I also can't remember what these are called. They are basically harmless, but they do hurt you if they hit you, and they're floating in the air, so you may want to take them out. Look at this. If you take this entrance into the Fungal Waste, you can see right away Cornifer is nearby, so we can immediately get the map of this place. What's up, buddy? Ah, my short friend, you've caught me at the perfect time. I'm just about finished charting these noxious caverns. Very territorial types make their homes within this area. I'd suggest avoiding them where possible. Further below, some strange thin creatures gave me quite a scare. They seemed an intelligent bunch. In my youth, I'd have braved their caves, but I fear my matured physique wouldn't be able to outrun them were they to turn violent. I don't have enough for this. First time seeing that. You don't have enough Geo? I understand. I'd give you the map as a gift, but I don't think my wife would be very happy if I did. All our food is made of Geo, as they say. I forgot he said that. That's so nice of him. Alright, well, I guess I'll have to come back for the map later. It's okay. We can just keep going this way. Hey, you guys have respawned. You give me 2 Geo apiece. I don't have to go for the Geo. It'll be drawn to me. That's why I got this charm, though, the Gathering Swarm. With Gathering Swarm, you basically end up getting more Geo than you do normally, just because, like, you know, if some Geo falls in an inconvenient location or falls off the screen, you're probably not going to pick it up. But this charm will pick it up for you, which means you overall get more Geo from enemy drops than you do usually. Just a little bit more, but it's enough to make a difference. And, you know, you don't have to keep walking back over the enemy's corpse to pick up all the Geo you just dropped. This guy is, Volatile Mosskin, or whatever he was called 2.0. It's literally just the same enemy with a different skin. I think the Cloud of Hurt is a little bit bigger. That's it. Okay. This direction. Stag is in that direction. That's Queen Station, where you just came from. This guy! Sporgs! This is probably your first big threat of this area, and I'll show you why in a bit. First of all, this is a bucket. Dear God, there's more. No! Would you believe me if I said there really is more? Sporgs launch an explosive projectile that homes in on you. After a while, it'll explode. If you hit it with any kind of attack, it'll explode as well. You can get it near them and cause them to blow themselves up, which is always really fun to do. But yeah, otherwise it's very dangerous. As you could imagine, an explosion deals 2 masks of damage to you. That is a universal rule throughout this game. Basically, any explosive attack will deal 2 damage to you. That's you dead. Oh god, get away from me. These guys make platforming through rooms so much more stressful. Got a glowy in there, but no apparent way to get there. There we go. I blew up the projectile in his face, and his Geo is flying straight into my pockets. This guy is your basic Crawlid for this area. I guess all areas kind of have a standard walk back and forth enemy, and that's this guy's. Since I haven't been saying their enemy names, let's take a look at them. Ambloom is the Crawlid guys, the Fungling, the Fungoon, Sports are the only one I remembered, and the Fungified Husk. We also got an entry for Hornet, though interestingly it wants us to defeat 1 more of her. Wow, way to spoil that there's multiple instances of Hornet game. Jeez. I actually have enough money to get the map. Let's go back. I'll take your map. Let's see how much you've drawn this time. There's a potent odor about these caverns, and far worse for me, I suspect. My trunk is quite sensitive, whereas you don't seem to possess a scent organ of any kind. Is it that you cannot smell at all? No, I can smell, don't worry. You don't want to know how I smell, just don't think about it. Here's the fungal waste. It's basically a big donut, or Ouroboros, as some people might say, though it does have some more rooms down here. He has actually charted a decent amount of it, I gotta admit. Good job, buddy. This is your best map yet, though it is still missing the entire lower area. Whatever, you said you didn't want to brave their caverns, the caverns of the thin people or whatever. Oh god, the sporks respawn? Why? I just ran right into that. I ran right into that as well. Oh man, the Vengeful Spirit actually doesn't reduce them down to 1 hit. Go off to the right here, and a new enemy. This is a Fungal Warrior, I believe. Or as I like to call them, Meowing Mushroom. They have 2 different attacks. They can roll along the ground or hop along. As they're about to do one of them, you can actually see them do it in the animation right before. You can see he goes backwards there preparing the roll, and then as he prepares the jump, he hops. It's a nice little way you can detect that. I didn't even have to follow up with a nail strike, and I still killed him with Vengeful Spirit. These guys can be one of the harder enemies in this area, and knowing that you can take them out super easily by hitting them 1 time with the nail and then using Vengeful Spirit makes them so much easier. This room's getting a little hazy, isn't it? This is a new enemy, new little critter. They're similar to the masked flies in that they're just kind of there. They run away from you, but you can still kill them. And yes, they have a journal entry. They are Shroomlings. Shroomal Warrior, sorry. Not Fungal Warrior, my bad. Yeah, from this point on, it's going to be much harder for me to remember enemy names. Thankfully, the Hunter's Journal is there to back me up. And give me the right name. I love bestiaries, man. Adventure games like this, you know, I was talking about Souls-likes earlier. I think the next From Software game should have a bestiary in it. That would be the perfect place to put lore into it, and it also, like, actually give official names of the enemies in the game without having to base it off of item descriptions or, whatever else, like the items that they drop, which are the only place you see the names of them, or sometimes boss health bars. Would be really nice. You have to go through that room in order to open this door. However, well, I'll reveal this a bit later. But that room is required to be gone through on this end of the fungal waste if you enter from this direction. Uh-oh. Big mushroom man. Looks like there's not gonna be mushroom in here for me. That's a 3 for 3 on puns so far. I think I made it. Did I make a good one last time? I can't remember. All right, whatever these guys are called, they shoot 3 fireballs at you that link around the ground for a while. Just don't step on them. They also have the attack. If you're up close, they hammer the ground and just move ever so slightly towards you. They are so ineffective at doing it that, you know, you may as well not even call it an attack. Just kind of a get away from me, stop hitting me, because I think their heads are protected. Yeah, you cannot bounce on them. I think while they're doing the attack, they're a little harder to hit. Yeah, it's not as easy to hit them. Vengeful Spirit makes them a cinch, just like everything else. 90 Geo for that, man, and a charm notch. Right away, we have 5 notches to get us going. So at some point, I guess I better re-equip Thorns of Agony. I love this little greenhouse in the middle of the fungal waste. I'm not sure what it was here for. Probably for Hallow Nest. Oh, and I recognize those big flowers. We'll be seeing those in a later area. But I like how it's in here in the middle of the fungal waste. You know, it's not that every single room of the fungal waste looks exactly the same with the same yellow mushroom aesthetic. There's a couple that have places like that. That's what I love about Metroidvanias, or about adventure games in general. Whenever they mix and match different areas like that, it's really cool. I'll check out that doorway in a little bit. First of all, I actually want to go to the top of this room, past all the acid, and you, taken out in one hit with that, and I was just screwed out of luck there. There's a doorway here that we absolutely cannot get to. Maybe without like a super advanced speedrunning technique that I don't think exists. It might, though. There might be a way to do it, but I don't know. It's either there's a waterfall of acid in the background, an acid fall? I guess it, wouldn't it still be water, just acidic water? I don't know. I don't know exactly what acid in video games is supposed to be made of, just some liquid that you are absolutely 100% not allowed to be in. Pow! Now, if you recognize this room, or well, if this playthrough is all you've seen of this game, you wouldn't recognize this room, but you may recognize it on your own playthrough, because this actually goes back out to the Forgotten Crossroads. As we can show in a bit, yeah. As you can see, this room we went into before, we went down to grab these geopiles. At the top here, now that we have dash, you can get across this gap, and this is another way you can enter the Fungal Wastes. This is actually the way I entered the Fungal Wastes on my first playthrough with the game. This goes to show one of Hollow Knight's best features. The fact that the world can be explored in so many different orders. Almost every single area of the map has more than one entrance into it, and I think that is really cool. In other news, we have a delicate floor there, but still no ways of destroying it. Can't aim our vengeful spirit downwards, so I guess we'll have to find some way to do that another time. Hello, guys. I need to kill some of you for the Hunter's Journal. Oh, wow, his corpse fell all the way into that acid pool. Oh, that's interesting. It's like flowing down there. Okay, let's go into the hallway with 2 dead bodies outside of it. What could be down here? I was kind of joking about it being a creepy thing, but looks like it's actually a creepy thing. This bench is a body. We are sitting on someone's corpse right now. Just gonna throw this on real quick before I forget to, and then... Hi!
Don't try to sneak past me. I can smell you. Do you collect a lot of Geo? Give me Geo, and you can see something nice.
Sure.
Let me show you then. Take a look. Do you want them? If you really, really want them, I'll trade them for more Geo. More Geo.
Couldn't understand what I said? Yeah, I can't either, but you can read it, hopefully. Unless you're listening to this in the background. He sells 3 unique charms that I can't afford right now, so I'll have to come back later. Fragile Heart for 2 notches will increase your maximum health by 2. And 2 real health points, not 2 lifeblood health points. Pretty good. Fragile Greed, 2 notches, increases Geo gain by around 20%, give or take. I'll talk more about it when we actually use this. Finally, Strength, 3 notches. There's a good reason this one costs more. Increases nail damage by 50%. An excellent effect. The catch is that the charms are fragile. Should you die with them equipped, they break, and you'll have to bring it back to him and give him some Geo for him to fix them back up. That's not immediately indicated right here in the shop menu, but once you buy them, that'll show up in their description. Now, if we talk to him, he'll have more lovely dialogue for us.
You don't like to be hurt, do you? Or maybe you don't mind?
I do very much mind, before you continue asking.
Are you nice? If you're nice, you'll give me Geo. Maybe you aren't so nice? Don't try to trick me. I'm not stupid. Beautiful, aren't they? These gifts I have, they're shiny and dangerous and lovely. I made them. Don't be jealous. Give me Dio and you can have one.
Well, I don't have enough, so sorry.
Stop talking! You're jabbering. Annoying. Step over here and show me your Dio.
I'm just gonna go now, hope you don't mind. Surprisingly enough, no, he does not attack you or kidnap you or do any of those things. He will just sell you those charms, straight up. He's just extremely weird about it. I guess I can understand. This here is a waterfall, and if you slash into it, it creates a splash. I think this is the only kind of waterfallish thing you can actually interact with in the game, so thought I'd go over there and show it off. God, talking like that ruined my voice. I don't know if I want to do it much longer. Good thing Leg Eater doesn't have much more dialogue than that. That was his name, by the way. Leg Eater. Yeah, very comforting. Please do not eat my legs. I just killed him. That's the power of knockback. See, when I do that, the Vengeful Spirit hits him twice and then kills him. Because he got knocked back and then it still hit him as it kept flying forward. That's pretty freaking cool. This door to the left of this room. Keep this in mind for later. There's a pretty cool thing with it. I think we can see it on the map. There's like a little outline for it. But yeah, it'll be more important later. Now, keep going down here. Small fun fact. As I kill this spore, get it out of my... Oh, well, I'll take that. That was Thorns of Agony doing the job there. It actually finished off the spore for me. Thanks, buddy. These mushrooms in the background, notice I'm walking past them. They're like shaking and giving off spores. That did not used to be there. Hollow Knight has gotten some updates since it first released in 2017. It's gotten 4 major ones that I'll cover in much greater detail. Also, haha, killed you with your own thing. I was gonna follow that up with you're such a rockin' dude, but that's not right. It's, you gotta help your own enemy, or whatever. I have to help my own enemy in order to say that. Okay. In one of these such updates, the Lifeblood update in particular, there was a couple of, like, sweeping balance changes made to the entire world, and one of these was that this little effect was added when walking past the mushrooms and the fungal wastes. Pretty cool. It's a detail that I've just kind of taken for granted since I've came in and started playing the game after all the updates were out, but yeah, it is nice to have. We remember the Elder. Okay. I don't. Me interacting with the sign again, expecting it to say something different as if it was a character. That's all that says. Can't do anything there. Gotta freaking kill the Sporg again. To the left, to the left, to the left. So many rooms that are taking away the music in this area. Very weird. Hello? Your phone's ringing. It's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like a ringtone to me. We're late. Butcher from Stay Out of the House, is that you? I see you've upgraded your arsenal there. You're now using a much stronger weapon. And you're friendly too. Nice to see how far you've come. Aha! The tiny steps of a tiny creature. You've got the look of an adventurer, so we've much in common. Searching for dangerous places, eh? Well, you're on the right track. A long-necked critter warned me of a tribe deeper down. Warrior sword, so she says, and I'm itching for some serious combat. I don't know who she's meaning by the long-necked critter that warns her. I was wondering maybe Iselda, but Iselda hasn't explored this place, so I don't know. I don't know who that could be. Maybe the critter in Queen's Station? Willow? Keep sharp, my adventurous friend. Stay alive and let's meet again on the road ahead. Alright, cool. I'll be sure to do that. Careful not to fall in the acid. You're quite big, so it'll be hard to get you out of there. Alright, I passed by these bouncy pink mushrooms earlier, not showing off what exactly their deal is. That's because their deal's a little bit special. By now, you should definitely have learned how to downstrike, and the game is going to use that to let you bounce as high as you want to go off these pink mushrooms. It is understandable if you haven't learned how to downstrike, though, at this point in the game, because the game never actually tells you that you can, and you just kind of have to figure it out here, and that can definitely take some getting used to, especially when this is the only way to bounce high off of these things. You can't jump to bounce off, you have to hit them with the nail. That said, though, once you start doing that, it is super fun. Love bouncing across the acid there. They're immediately making it harder. And we go down here, then there's a huge room with these everywhere that you use to traverse it. It's almost like having a double jump ability of some kind, though you don't. Ow. It's just super fun. I love these bouncy mushrooms. And they are unique to this area, too. Hit the mushroom, because apparently, I don't know, I hate mushrooms. I don't know why I'm hitting the mushroom. I just am hitting the mushroom, okay? Mushroom didn't generate enough sun for me in that one nighttime level. If you get that reference, comment down below, Zomble. Down below, we have another sighting of Hornet. Oh, you survived our last encounter. Well, of course you did. She freaking, like, launched away. If you follow her, she's once again doing her, objective marking tactic. Not really sure what to call it, but basically she's pointing you down this area. Sadly, can't do anything here. This is a non-solid platform. You just fall in the acid, and you can't stick to walls, can't jump any higher than this. So, yeah, afraid can't do anything here yet. Here ends the Pilgrim's Way. Hallownest 'S heart lays open before you. Proceed onward to share in its glory. Shouldn't it be lies onward open before you? And, you know, delete the space between Hallownest and 'S? I'm sorry, I love this game, so I notice its little flaws, and I would love to point them out and correct them. Just for fun, you know. This is our only remaining option, so let's go. Hit you. Blast you, because I didn't feel like hitting him all 3 times. Another Sporg. I know exactly what to use on you. Boom, boom. There we go. Just takes 2 of those blasts, or two nail slashes after 1 blast of that. Let's see what's this way first, because I think, oh yeah, if we look at our map, this is going to loop back around to where we first picked up the map. Back over here with Cornifer. So, let's go this way. You can also go up, past these guys. These guys are, this is probably the only room where these guys are any actual threat that could possibly harm you. So in that case, I will kill them, as they do present a threat to me in this current situation. Bounce along through here, no need to bounce with the nail, and another grub to save. Just want to say, once you've saved 10 grubs, you definitely want to go talk to the grub father as soon as possible. I haven't kept track of how many grubs I've saved. I think I've saved like 6, something like that. So we'll definitely be on our way back there at some point soon. Secret hole we can drop through there. This little thing down here. Then you are out of here. Hit this lever. These are connected to some wooden structures that look very different from anything else down here. Oh, you're about to explode. I was gonna show, you can't go up that. Too vertical for us. And this will take us back to where Cornifer is. We can even hear he's still here. He's still humming. I love this one. You have to swing down and then swing up to hit this. Or you could probably, yeah, you can swing sideways as well, but it's so much more fun to swing down and then up. Up, down, up, down. It's like the Carnival Night Zone barrel, except better. All right, you know where this is. Let's get back on track. 333. I wonder if there's any negative stigma around the number 333 like there is with 666. Just because, you know, 333 is that number divided by 2, and dividing by 2 is something we do a lot with numbers, so, you know. I remember being told by my sister that a lot of, I think I've said this before, but a lot of buildings, a lot of tall buildings in cities actually don't include a 13th floor, or they don't label it as floor 13, they label it as 14 instead, due to the superstition around that number. Ah, a new friendly NPC to meet. Ow, he's not friendly, oh god! New enemy, Mantis Warrior. Probably your first very hard regular enemy if I had to guess. They simply slash at you, they barely move otherwise. Most of what they move as, most of their movement is going backwards. And their slashes are huge. Oh god, if you get like taken all the way back here, this is a hard fight, honestly. I put myself in a tough situation. Good thing you're almost down. There we go. Dodge their swipes, hit them until they die. That's basically it. And, oh yeah, wait, hold on. New enemy, Mantis Youth. It's the younger version before they are able to stand on 2 legs. They fly towards you. Once they're close enough, they will jab at you from an angle. They're a little bit annoying to hit in that way because they hang out in an angle, so you have to either jump and hit or move underneath them and hit. Either way, they're not terribly hard, but again, when you're not used to the controls of this game, they can definitely be an issue. By this point, you've been playing for hours, so you might be more used to the controls than before. Now, this is the first enemy that lots of players struggle on, including myself. Let me show you how to easily deal with them. I bet you can't guess what it is. Boom. Boom. Vengeful Spirit lowers them down to 1 hit. If you have the soul, and you won't always have the soul, you can easily just replenish it from the Mantis Youth right here. If you have the soul for it, you can make every single battle with a Mantis Warrior just blast with Vengeful Spirit, hit them with the nail before they even attack. And that's that. Simple enough. There we go. Got a full soul meter now, so I'll definitely be able to use that on the remaining Mantis Warriors. Wanderer seeking death, welcome. May you find swift end upon our claws. Wow, okay, I see how it is. I am technically seeking death. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm not at all seeking death. Oh, no. I'm seeking death in one way. I'm seeking the death of you all. That sounds extremely mean, but in this case, it's the truth. Like, I'm like jibbing them. Holy shit. For not having much blood, the death animations in this game can be quite violent. Boom. That basically wasn't a fight. I just pressed 2 buttons. Boom. Boom. Simple as that. Like, when I found out that you could take out these guys this easily the whole time, this is when I fell in love with Vengeful Spirit, and when I officially, like, you know, officially started praising it as an amazing ability that nobody uses. Ooh, 420, nice. It's the wrong number for nice, but you know what I mean. You can also do the inverse. Hit them once with that, and then kill them with the... Or hit them once with Vengeful Spirit, and then... Or no, hit them once with the nail, then kill them with Vengeful Spirit. Whichever order, it is just as effective. You can also blast the Mantis Youth with it, and I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone there. Or 2 insects with 1 soul, technically, but who's counting? Aside from everyone watching this. Heal that 1 point. Yes, actually spend it on healing instead of doing that. You can hit them from above, but careful. They have an upward slash attack. Now, with this timing, you are likely to be out of the way of the upward slash before it hits you, but it can still get you. 505, hey, that's the developer of the Terraria console ports, and also, a Bible game on PS2. Yeah, that was pretty weird. When I watched that Cat Icarus video, like the Unholy World of Jesus games videos, one of the strangest YouTube videos to ever exist, by the way. Anyway, I saw that video, and like I looked at the box art, one of the games he held up, and I saw 505 games on it, and I was like, there's no way those guys made that game. And yeah, apparently they did. The developers of Terraria's like console ports and things like that. I want to switch charms here. Probably not right now. I haven't gotten a bunch of use out of Thorns of Agony. If anything, I'd probably want to exchange Lifeblood Heart for Longnail. She's also sleeping, similar to how Sly was. Sadly, can't get up through there. We go down this way to try to find another way around. We meet a metal door that it makes an interesting clink sound when we hit it. Seems a little bit important. This also seems important. Another new charm. We're going from 2 to like, how many is this now? Dash Master for 2 notches. Decreases the cooldown between dashes by 33% and allows you to dash downwards. Not upwards though. Kind of a shame. The dashing downwards I haven't gotten much use out of, but Dash Master increasing the speed of your dashes is so immensely helpful. There we go. There's that. I think I hit you too. I sure did. And that's the end of that. It's just this one room with those guys, and that's it. I guess we'll have to come back here when we get something important. Something that lights up the whole screen with text of our new ability. Or, you know, something along those lines. Rest of the bench, let me switch out my charms. I think it might be time for me to put away Wayward Compass once and for all. I'm not really needing it, and if in any case I want to point something out anyway, I'll probably just show where I am on the map in editing anyway, in case I'm looking at the map and I'm trying to describe something to you, because I don't have a face cam or anything like that. Let's put on Longnail, and with our last notch, why not Steady Body? Let's see how this goes. So Longnail, I think you can notice that the arc is a little bit longer, but I certainly don't. Let's hit you with my longer reach. Okay, that was definitely longer reach. That would have missed him otherwise, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Bounce! I do want to kill as many of these guys as I can for a particular reason, since, you know, they've got journal entries, so of course I want to kill every single freaking mantis in the entire planet. Why wouldn't I want to commit mantis genocide knowing that I could get a journal entry out of it? The things I say sometimes, man. In here we have Stake with 2 masks. Can't seem to hit it or do anything with it. Probably because it's too important to leave up. Gotta barely be able to make that jump with our dash. And this is acid. Hold on. Again. This is known as the Mantis Village. As you may expect, these are the long-necked critters that are guarding this section of the fungal wastes. And this is their village, so let's see what we have to do here. since it's basically our only option in terms of exploration, oh my god, that was Steady Body throwing me off there. I thought I would be knocked backwards, so I just ended up walking straight into him, yeah. That's probably the one reason why this charm isn't great. Otherwise, it's pretty okay. It has a pretty good effect, and I think it can really help you, like, stay close and maximize damage. There we go. Simple as that. We got a little beam of light coming in here. But yeah, since this is our only option for exploration, we may as well check it. It might have something good. That's what we do in this game. We're a loot goblin. We just grab everything that's shiny and cool. There's that. I guess I may as well stop, like, cheesing them as much as I am, just to show kind of how you fight them normally. I find it's really as simple as you bait don't attack, you back up, going for a hit, bait don't attack, back up, going for a hit. That's how they are to fight normally. You can also jump above them. I'll see if I can show that off eventually. These guys, nothing much else to say about them. Jump past, and ooh, that's exactly what I was just talking about, the glowy! Could it be another charm, perhaps? Well, it better be something, because I'm currently trapped in this room. I wonder if this ability is going to help me get out. Take in the Mantis Claw. Press jump while sliding against the wall to jump again. Jump from wall to reach new areas. Yeah, no boss guarding this one. This is a first for the game. Not every ability will have a boss guarding it. And I guess in this case, I mean, well, the regular Mantises are tough enough, so I guess getting through a gauntlet of them is enough for an ability. But yeah, now we can wall jump. And the cool thing about the wall jump in this game, and with Ori in the Blind Forest as well, it's infinite. It's no Super Mario wall jump where you can only do it if there's another wall next to it. You can just jump off of one wall repeatedly and jump all the way up, something like that. It's pretty freaking cool. It probably comes from Metroid's wall jump, Super Metroid's wall jump, where you can do that with a little trick. You'd have to, like, press the opposite D-pad direction as you're bouncing off the wall. It was weird, but kind of fun. I did like wall jumping in Super Metroid and the other Metroid games in general. The one other I played. The truce remains, our vigil holds, the beasts are kept at bay. Interesting. Let's go see what's up this way first, before doing anything else. This is actually not inside the Mantis Village, it's just a little room above. It's got this interesting looking thing, a tree made of dream catchers. Alright, must have some importance. That importance is unclear as of right now. Another Wanderer's Journal, still have no real use for those yet. But that's our second one we found. We found one last time, in case you missed that. Yeah, I've missed it. Don't worry, I don't blame you. My videos are long. You might not want to watch all of them in one go. It's okay. 717! That's the amount of damage Otstarva dealt against the final boss of Dark Souls 2 doing that no damage run. Why do I know that? Why is that a piece of information in my head? I don't know. I guess just because in that video he showed like a member of his Discord server excitedly announcing 717 as it appeared on the screen. And me knowing nothing about Souls games at the time was like, sure, I guess that's good damage. And so that's why it's stuck in my mind for so long. Yeah, that takes you back out here. And now we have a nice convenient shortcut into the Mantis Village right here. Or into that upper room that then goes down into the Mantis Village. You know what I mean. Man, it's so fun I'm able to just keep moving. Okay, let me show this. Jump over. Jump over. Yeah, there we go. And you don't even have to, like, jump any higher. You don't have to do a dash or anything, though dashes can certainly help. Dashing away from them is great to get out of range of that attack, but otherwise, no dash is needed to take them out, really. Unlocked the journal entry for the Mantis Youth. As it grows, it loses the ability to fly. Passage into adulthood is often celebrated, but as time goes by, we realize what we have lost. Wouldn't it be so sucky if you, like, oh, you had so much fun flying around as a kid, and then you grew up and you were just no longer able to because nature said, fuck you, you don't get to fly anymore? That'd be the biggest letdown. I would never want to grow up. Growing up would be even more depressing as that, whatever animal that is. I'm sure there's many animals that work like that, right? Once again, a very carefully worded sentence by the great Omencito. I'm so amazing at talking. Don't worry about me. I am very fluent in English. I promise you. I just don't feel very fluent in English today. My fluency is all over the place sometimes. Alright, now let's keep going this way. Haven't been up here yet. Might want to heal before doing this. This is yet another tricky platforming section. Dash across and make sure to rebound backwards as you head towards the end. Wall jump up there, dash here to get a geopile. Why is it Why was it leaving so much dust? That was the most, like, long-forgotten geopile in the whole game. It was leaving so much dust breaking it. Or I guess the dust was yellow and I never noticed that. The lever at the end of this section does quite a lot more than just open this door in front of you. Yeah, that's a big pit. So that light coming through the crack was signifying this. So there are other places where we can go right now. I can remove that marker safely. For instance, we can go back up here and check out this now that we can wall jump. We can finally climb on those platforms there and see what's beyond that point. That said, this huge gaping hole is extremely beckoning to me. I just cannot think of words today. I'm very sorry about that. But yeah, it is really piquing my curiosity, so I think I'm gonna check it out. Now, if you're on your first playthrough, I would not recommend coming down here right away. You can if you want to, but it will be hard. Now, I'll jump around the spikes. We can see lots of doors, lots of spikes placed here for us. Let's levitate off the edge and look down. Look down, you're standing in your grave. That's a reference I decided to bring back from the original playthrough, where I, for some reason, every time I said look down, I could not stop thinking of that freaking song. Bounce only in spikes there, no need to dash. We, bounce like ghosts do, or something, I don't know. My sister has nicknamed the playable character of this game Ghost. Its official name is just The Knight, nothing more than that, but, she nicknamed it Ghost just because that's what Hornet calls you, and she thought that it was a cute name, so she stuck with it, and I think I'll go with that too, Ghost. It is a nice little name. Can unlock these doors for easier passage, so no need to go past the spikes every time. Then we may as well go this way first. I see down there, you can see the top of the head of a warrior. I'm prepared with a blast and a hit. Came out a little later than I thought, but I still did it. Did it no damage, no less. Sorry, I probably cut I probably cut right there because I started coughing. Apologies for that. Either that or I maybe quieted the audio so as to not make a discombobulated cut every time. That makes sense. I wouldn't want the freaking serial killer entering our home to be able to get inside my house either, so, yeah. No going that way. Did notice what was on that sign, though. If you did notice what was on that sign, though, there's a bench that way. They're withholding a checkpoint from us! I'll go down and talk to their leader and teach them a lesson about keeping checkpoints from me. You know what happens when you do that? Well, something happens. I'm not in any power to do anything about it right now, but something happens. Believe me, something does. Finally, I have their journal entry. There's a particular reason why I wanted to get their journal entry right now. You will see shortly. If you venture too deep in the fungal forests... Forests? These warriors will stand in your way. What is it they guard deep at the bottom of their territory? They're too guarding something deep within their territory, just like the Moss Knights. And they're hard enemies too. I guess they're both similar in that way. See, all that geo falling in the spikes is mine now. It's so nice. Now you are being killed by me. Wall jump back up. Unlock this shortcut door. This is probably the best shortcut door to open out of all of them. Recommend doing this first and foremost, because down here. You thought I was joking when I said I'd come down and talk to their leader. No, I really will. Like I said before, if you're on your first playthrough, I don't recommend doing this. But the option is here, and I think it'd be interesting if I came down to do it. We try to go on past them, we can see they actually do let us pass. Almost. They close and shut this door. Whatever's behind this door, I guess we'll have to find out after we challenge them. It is interesting though, the other mantises attack you on sight, but these ones don't. You have to specifically go out of your way to fight them. These guys are the Mantis Lords. They zip around all over the room, attacking you from two different angles, from up above or from side to side. They also can cling onto the wall and throw a boomerang at you. Those are the best moments to heal. Whenever it's going up like that, you can easily get a heal in there. Just watch the sides of the screen to see where they're coming from, dodge out of the way just in the nick of time. You jump over that, dash past, hit you when you're on the wall. While they're falling from the sky, they will actually home in on you ever so slightly while they're dropping in from the sky doing that attack. They home in on you ever so slightly, so you might want to move further than you think. If you feel like it, you can also dash. Thorns of Agony isn't that great since they move around so fast. Once they're done with the attack, they zip around. That is supposed to be the idea. They're moving around insanely fast that you don't even see them half the time. Okay, there we go. It's funny how the times that they slow down are the times that they're actually attacking me. You wouldn't think that that would be the best idea for them, but hey, if it makes for a fair and balanced boss fight, I'll take it. This guy's got a lot of health. This is hint number 1 towards maybe you shouldn't do it as early in the game as I am, but I played the game for 300 hours and I like challenging myself by coming down to here to do it straight away. When you know how to play the game, it's not too bad, honestly. Alright, I'm going to continue the thing where I don't heal during boss battles. I'm 2 masks down, that might be a problem. Okay, phase 2, however, once you knock down the first one, phase 2 begins where you are attacked by 2 at the same time. Their attacks overlap. This is incredibly fun, can I just say. Their attacks come at you so much quicker and you have to react to them on the fly. I guess literally because they don't fly. Never mind, they're adult mantises, I'm an idiot. Though, I do think that their wall cling attack like that becomes a little bit worse because they cling so high up on the wall that it's so hard to reach them. Alright, gotta avoid that. From here, I think you can see what to do. Just react to them as they come. And simple as that. I think I can blast one of you with Soul, then jump out of the way of that. That was close. They have 2 different patterns of that throwing arc. I think we've seen both of them. Yeah, they can throw it far or close. And then they both overlap. If they do that attack and you successfully avoid it, or you you're in a position where the spinning things can't hit you, their needles, whatever they're using, can't hit you, then that is a great healing opportunity. I may as well say where healing opportunities are, because I'm not going to be doing them myself. Let's get some Visual Spirit in here. Make this fight go a little faster. They do both have their own health bar. So I'm trying to equalize their damage. Okay, the damage I'm dealing to them. They're still going. Strong fellows. I love this fight, man. This is a fan favorite boss, and it is not hard to see why. Just the way that they're constantly coming at you. It's great. There's one down, and the other is soon to follow. That's Mantis Lord's done. Only 2 hits taken. That is all I can do to bow in return. By defeating the Mantis Lords, you do not kill them, rather you gain respect from them. And if we were to say, go back up higher into the village, we see the dead bodies of all the mantises. Well, you might be able to guess what comes next after this. Go back up to this door. This is the place that one guy shut us out of. But now, they no longer attack. They are no longer aggressive. We've bested their leader, and we've earned their respect. Now, I guess we're just moving on past the fact that I slaughtered a ton of you, especially in order to get that journal entry, but forgive and forget, I guess. Now we're allowed in here. We're granted access to this bench with a unique design. I quite like it. I remember thinking in my bench ranking video that those bags in the background were where they store dead bodies, but thinking about it more, no, that's probably where they're sleeping. It's probably not as, terrifying as that idea. Alright, I think I can swap out Longnail for... Let's do Dash Master. I think that'll be a fun charm. Look at this. This is how fast you can go now, and here's the downward dash. It's fine. I guess it's, slightly faster than the... It's not even that much faster than the regular downward speed. I guess if you just need to start falling immediately, that's when it's good. But the main reason where this charm is the faster dash is. This is so much fun, especially for backtracking. They've got other gifts in this room for us, though. Inside this chest, new charm, Mark of Pride. Mark of Pride, for 3 notches, increases Nail's attack range by 25%. So yeah, it's a better version of Longnail, except it costs more notches to equip. I quite like this system for this reason. This allows the developers the freedom to make charms that are just straight up better versions of other charms, but the difference is that you have to freaking pay more to equip it. I will say this charm is unequivocally better than Longnail in almost every way, but you can equip the 2 together and they will stack for even better effects, though that is 5 notches gone, which is exactly as many as I have right now. And Mark of Pride is a pretty beefy charm for my current notch count, but as we get later in the game, it'll become more and more equipable, more and more available, something like that. Jump past those spikes. The top here, yet another item. A Hallownest Seal. Similar to the Wanderer's Journal, this is yet another relic, official seal of the Kingdom of Hallownest, symbolizing the authority of the king and his knights. Relic from Hallownest's past. This item now holds little value except for those dedicated to the kingdom's history. In this area, chests filled with money. I will take that 1,600 geo. We're very far away from any shops right now, and we're not going to get any closer to them anytime soon, because with that all cleared and done, with a new ability in hand, with another boss defeated, and a new area unlocked as a result, that's different from the place that we are supposed to go, that we might want to check out, I'm going to call that good for this video. Next time on Hollow Knight, we see what the Mantis Lords were guarding. Thank you all for watching, if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.